Hey lovelies, here we are again, back in Tertia. I realized something I didn't think about as I was building this. This place has no power, so that is like a high tier compact solar panel. And glass fiber cable, and under that path I think is transformers going down. And I'm just gonna run the wiring down. That'll be the trunk line. I was trying to figure out whether I should do verticals, but I'd have to do so many verticals, I'll just do this. There's a bat box every time it crosses by the waterfall elevator. And bat box, yeah, I know it's low tier, but I didn't want to... The higher tier ones put off too much stuff, and I really didn't feel like having things blow up, so I figure 4 or 5 bat boxes will be fine. I ended up punching out a little bit of the ceiling. I'll patch it up. Had a bit of a fail trying to get the bat boxes in and facing the right way. Whoops, my bad. So... But I think it comes together pretty well. I mean, the line doesn't have to go very far to go into anybody's place. And the glass fiber doesn't have much loss. Especially here. I mean, the spiral might make it go a little ways. Anyway, powering the place up. And I actually did go around and figure out how many units there are in the building, and I think there's like 24 on the spiral, maybe 25 or 26 if you count the spaces in the lobby underneath. So there's a lot fewer than I thought, which not bad. I mean, it is a small starting tower. And I completely wandered off on running and doing all of these that... Oh, there we go. It's like I don't know where I am right now. And you guys have been giving lots of suggestions. I think I might actually have more suggestions than will fit in the tower, which is cool because some of them were too big or just didn't fit the theme anyway, which I'll get them later. They'll be in different buildings or their own buildings. Also been making a list of people's requests to move in, and that'll take a while. I figure for the next few episodes we'll build a house and a not house, and that should do. On this one, I think I picked a place based on where the cameraman ended up, so they wouldn't have to go as far. So we end up down near the bottom, which is cool. I had a few people just ask for a place and no specifics, so we'll do that here on the second floor, it looks like. If it can be the second floor, never. And I realized as I built that I did not leave a lot of room between the floors to really have two-story apartments, so there's going to be some creative problem solving for that, and that's okay. I like a challenge. It'll be fun. Well, looks like I opted for birch flooring here, which will inevitably be ripped out because that's how I roll. And this one's not going to be able to have too big of a balcony or outcropping on it because of the trees here. But it looks like I'm going to knock the wall out and then put it right back in as I realize that fact. But we will step it out a little bit just to give some space. This is one that's on a step. I think there's actually a step in every apartment. But going to slab it in to give us a little bit more room to work with. And here I'm trying to figure out the height for the second floor. Punched out some of the concrete. Thought I might make some room. We'll see how that comes out. And best way to figure out the height, I think, well, ended up being just doing some stairs and seeing where that lets things fall. Which isn't too bad. It lets me do a loft. Then my client started acting funny and double placing blocks. It was really annoying, but cleared up with a restart. Yay, technology! So, because of the slabs, they're vanilla slabs, it doesn't like to let things place. Of course, so having to replace with microblocks so I can put in some kitchen counters. Seems a logical place for a kitchen counter, if you ask me. Had to finagle in a half-block fridge thing there. Bopped out some of the floor to wire in, of course, so we need the oven. You can't not cook, so just regular electric oven, furnace, stove thing. Small fridge above it, close enough. And we're not going to actually have an exposed outdoor balcony in this apartment because it is so low. You don't want home contamination from vines or trees or anything. So we'll just leave this one closed in. It's got a nice open wall for it. Playing with vanilla style seating and tables because I completely forgot about the bibliocraft. And that style is kind of cool, especially when you've got a slab floor. Thought about putting a little seating nook with some bookshelves in that corner over there. It's just a tiny little spot under the stairs. And a nice little couch here. There's a lot of space that's back behind the cameraman, and I might end up moving the seating area over there, or I might just put in some tables for the entryway and call it good. It allows for some customization when someone gets a hold of it. And we'll work on the loft floor, which will be a bedroom, of course. Once we put some railing so we don't fall down the stairs like Gibbons. Microblock, of course, because it takes up so much less space than the fences. I'm keeping it a little simple. I mean, double beds and some bookshelves. Chandeliers, because they're good things. Just doing microblock paneling for the ceiling, it helps me make use of a lot more of the space in here. And found the bibliocraft again. Almost put in a desk for that, but it seemed really small. So, a double table gets the job done, but you can't really center a chair with the bibliocraft variety, so microblocks for the win! Again. I'm an advocate, can you tell? I had this tiny little corner over there, and I could have just smoothed out the wall, but instead I just decided to put in bookshelves. Later I realized I probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever, we'll run with it. I'm all about living with my mistakes. Took out the fixture that I'd put in because it seemed like you'd hit your head on it, so making use of the tables, the fact that anything you put on them, they get tiny, and then they still have their light, so I think that's like a railcraft lamp. Realized the place did not have a bathroom. So, gonna squeeze in a tiny little shower, sink, and bathroom upstairs with the loft, with no privacy because it's all windows outside, which is awesome. And let's go see what happened downstairs while the cameraman was up here. Not a lot except for putting in a sink in the kitchen. Oh, I converted the reading nook into a little bathroom. Well, powder room. A little bit of storage, shelves in the kitchen. I really wanted to put in the counters because they have storage in them, but with the half-block floor it just wouldn't work, and they didn't sit right up on the wall. And the lockers are just so big and clunky. But giant wall, lots of painting options. Could not center something to save my life. I really tried, too. And then we need to schmancy up the entryway. I think that's going to be something that we're going to do on all the places, is have different and stylized entryways. Because I can. And then I put in the solid oak door for privacy. And then I put in giant windows that look in the kitchen. Okay. I guess if you don't want company, you just scoot into the entryway where you can't be seen from the hall. Whoops. Whatever. There's no windows going into the loft area, and that's fine. But it does give a nice view inside. I did switch out for the bibliocraft tables. Can those be dyed? I haven't tried. That would be kind of cool if it would, though. So nice big schmancy entry, and you can see whose it is. Now we'll go next door, and we'll put in a shop. We need to start where it's most important, right? I wanted to step in the entry, so it's not actually a walk-in shop, it's a walk-up shop, which really makes sense when you're right in front of the elevator. You know, it's kind of grab and go. Again, really wanted to use the counters. Not happening. Contemplated. Contemplated. Microblocked. Contemplated some more. Did the microblocking wrong. Started, I think that's willow wood. And, quartz, maybe? Whatever. Which refused to cooperate, so then we're just going to make it a proper display case. I've fallen in love with the vanilla glass all over again because it microblocks and it just cooperates. So, set it up for some nice little display shelves in there. They're kind of lost in the floor and I don't know if it will remain. So we'll stock it up with breads. Lots of breads. And we'll go in and see the production facility. To the right, to the right it just has a tiny little corner over there. Which, not much to it. And we're going to sell cookies and cakes here. And lots of breads and pies. Basically baked goods. I had to start here. This is like, bread is life, right? So of course, again, we're going to bring in the wiring. For the ovens. Very important. And didn't have a lot of space, and I mean, if you want to get a lot of production going with it, you're just going to need to do it upstairs. Contemplated doing a bank of 2 rows of ovens, but that seemed a bit much. That, and by the time they were done, they took up a lot of space. So, we'll just do a single bank back there. Barrel in all our supplies needed. The essence crops will give you the different colored bread. Yes, there's purple bread in here. It's delicious. It gives some special effect. I did put in some work tables against the glass, so you have a nice work view. And the cameraman got stuck in the wall and had to help him there. And then they promptly went over and got stuck in the wall again. So smart. So here we are. A quick run through of a tiny little bakery. It is the loaf. Thanks for watching, guys.